Mark from the States, Mark from the States, it's Mark from the United States.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Mark from the States. How are we doing today? I'm doing fantastic. I hope you are as well. I got this big fake couch for all of you to come. Requested video. It is from the banks of the River Thames. Yes, it is Nicola White and her Mudlarking channel. Please go and support her. I've got two videos, or two links actually below here that'll take you to this video and to her channel. It's really important that you get over there and support her. If you have one like and one subscription to give today, not here, go over there and give it to her. Like, subscribe, comment. It's so important, and it helps her channel tremendously. Today, this video is called one of her most disturbing Thames mudlarking finds. That's intriguing, right? She has found some wild stuff that we've seen over the videos that we've seen of hers. We haven't got to enjoy some of her videos in quite a while, so I'm looking forward to this. She's always enjoyable. Of course, I'm blessed that she has given us her permission to be able to experience what she's experiencing all the time. And the whole process of mudlarking is kind of fascinating. It's maybe not something I would do, but then again, if I'm on vacation, it would probably be interesting. But disturbing. She's found a lot of things historical, and I'm sure she's going to find some clay pipes like she normally does. Those things are awesome, but there's so many of them. It's crazy, but I'm looking forward to it. Before we begin, I just want to say hello to my brother, Jeff, and my sister-in-law, Kelly, who are in Hawaii, and they're probably watching Nicola White right now. I just want to say aloha. All right, let's get into it.
Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. For anyone who is new here, my name is Nicola White. I'm a London mudlark with a creative permit issued by the Port of London Authority. As well as mudlarking, my creative permit allows me to create artwork from my non-historically significant Thames mudlarking finds. I'm passionate about searching for London's lost history in the mud of the River Thames. There are so many stories to discover, and that's why I love to think of the Thames as a giant liquid storybook. Join me as I search the Thames foreshore at low tide for objects lost or thrown in the river, sometimes centuries ago.
It's such a beautiful day today. Come along with me and let's see what we're going to find.
I love her channel. I love this. Okay, I learned a while back that she had to, she and the others had to have a permit. She has it because she makes artwork out of the things non-historical importance. So, I think barring weapons, stuff that really have a significance historically, she needs to I wonder, does she need to report everything, at least to show this is all that I found, or is this kind of a process you take it home and then you contact people that way? Or if someone knows the process of that, you can let me know. But I wonder if they allow, anybody to apply, or is there a limit? I think did someone tell me before that there might be a limit onto how many of these permits they give out, and I assume you probably have to renew it after so much time has passed. But it's just interesting that she's so true in saying that this river has been around so much history, that the unknown of what could be inside the river it's just every time she goes out, it could be the day that she finds the most amazing things, right? So I can see the allure of getting out there. Some days probably terrible because of the weather and stuff, but man, I wonder, it would be cool if there was like you could do it for like a couple hours, like pay to go down there and do it for a couple hours as a tourist. Be kind of interesting. And there they are. Complete with stem.
There we go. Nice Victorian era pipe. Probably dating to about 1840 or so.
Those things are everywhere. She finds
Nice
so many
big
of
smile
those.
there. And that black will fade back to its original colour within a few hours.
I want a clay pipe.
I think I've just found a cannonball. Just
What?
sitting here on the rocks. Look,
No way.
perfectly round. Looks very much like one would imagine a cannonball to look like. What do you think? It looks a very similar size to one that I found in the past, actually, which is unfortunately crumbling to bits in my studio because I didn't soak it in fresh water for long enough. Oh, it's certainly heavy. I will give it a little rinse and take a look, but I don't think I'm taking it, to be honest. I don't need a cannonball. Who does, I suppose?
I'll take it.
And it's so heavy, I have to walk around with that in my rucksack. So I'll just give it a rinse, have a look at it, and I'll put it back at the top of the foreshore. And I might be coming back anyway later in the week. And if I change my mind, I can pick it up then if nobody else has found it. There we go. Looks like a cannonball to me. I've just spied something over here which looks like a fairly long clay pipe. Oh, it's always exciting, you know. Look, here it is. We can tell that it's a 1700s clay pipe. This one looks great. It's got a nice bit of length to it. It's been snugly protected by the mud and these two stones. Look at that.
Wow.
It's still amazing though, isn't it, that these pipes survive like this for so long. Let's ease it out.
Oh my gosh.
It's a little home where it's been for a very long time. And there it is, absolutely perfect, look. Absolutely perfect, and last touched by somebody probably around 1720, 1730, 40.
It's amazing that the pipe did not break. That stem is so long. Like I was saying earlier, these pipes are so numerous. I mean, the pipe's nearly as old as the United States. And just sitting in there, no big deal. Just incredible.
Pretty certain that that's early 1700s. So
older.
over 300
Older in my country.
years ago.
Yeah, way older.
What a different world it has resurfaced into. Welcome to the 21st century. Right, I've seen what definitely looks like a coin down here, unless it's a pebble masquerading as a coin. It's behind this rock.
My God.
Let's see if I'm
Oh,
right.
there
It looks
it
pretty
is.
smooth, so we might not have much detail on it. It's just here. It looks like an old penny. And I think that's probably what it is, but it's really wafer thin. Like a wafer thin mint. Almost
How do you
completely
even
dissolved.
see that?
It's so light.
She's so good.
I wonder how long that's been washing around. A long time. But at some point, that was a coin. I'm going to show you something I've found here, which is quite intriguing. Now, somehow or other, quite by chance, I noticed that on this piece of, well, what I thought was slate at first, I noticed some lettering. I don't know if you can see it there. Let me put a bit of water on it so it's easier to see. There's ING there. And then I picked up another piece right next to it, here, and look, there are some more inscriptions on it, and they fit together. And there's also a tiny bit here. So look, I've actually got
Oh, wow.
the whole piece here, which fits together. Now, what does that come from? I mean, a gravestone springs to mind.
It's the Ten
Have a look
Commandments.
and see if I can find any other pieces. But firstly, what does this actually say? So that's THR. Something. It looks like TH. No. TIR. Something ING. ID. Something there, and then some different styled lettering down here. Oh my goodness me. That is very intriguing, and now I'm going to be desperately wanting to know what the whole thing says. There's an S there as well. Sterling. Sterling. So we've got sterling there. Well, well, well.
Filter,
problem
something
is
filter.
that this place is vast. So searching for bits of slate with lettering on is like looking for a needle in a haystack, and actually there's quite a lot of this purpley slate around. So this could take a while. It's a bit of a challenge. And I've got to be honest, I don't think that on this occasion I'm going to be successful. I think it's going to be one of those things that I might find by chance on another visit down here. The other piece could be miles away. You won't believe this, but now that I'm searching for slate with lettering on it, I've just seen down here some slate with a swirly design on it. I mean, it's not from the piece that I've found, but how odd. How odd is that? Maybe there's more of this down here than I ever thought. Maybe this whole place is made up of broken gravestones. Look at this. There's like a swirly design on that piece. There you go, look. How interesting. It's funny how your eye tunes in to certain things when you're looking for certain things, isn't it?
Right. I mean, are we in agreement that it is a gravestone or grave marker of some sort? I mean, it definitely does say Sterling. I mean, that could mean anything. It's kind of, maybe that's the disturbing thing that she's talking about.
Now down here, I can see a pair of legs.
A what?
See them there?
Oh, shoot.
So, let's find out who is on the end of the pair of legs. It's also a ribbon. Maybe they're attached to the ribbon, which is tied to this big piece of
Oh, no.
cement.
It was a mob
Deliberate
hit.
drowning. Oh my goodness. Do I really want to see this, actually? I'm not sure. Ooh. Blimey.
What the heck?
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm not quite sure what to make of that. There's a very nasty looking monster. And what looks like a Power Ranger.
Power Ranger. I couldn't remember whether it
And
was.
it's deliberately tied to this concrete thing. And it looks rather nasty. Particularly this horrible beast here, which looks kind of homemade. Now, what
That
do you
is
make of that?
disturbing.
I'm not quite sure what I make of that. Do you think I should rescue the Power Ranger, or should
No.
I leave this well alone?
Leave it.
Well, okay, clearly this is good, that is evil. So I'm not going to leave the Power Ranger to a horrible fate stuck underneath there. I'm going to rescue him. So I'll be back when I have managed to untangle him from this very strange monster. See you in a sec. Mission accomplished. I have freed the Power Ranger from the grips of this rather gruesome looking Thames monster, who I'm going to leave firmly attached here so that he can do no more evil deeds. And you, Power Ranger, are now free. Good has triumphed over evil, and you can come home with me to the Tideline Art Thames Lost Toy Orphanage, where you can regale your new friends with what I'm sure is a very captivating story.
That's so bizarre.
You can stay there.
Makes you kind of think, right? Like, who is going through the effort of doing that, torturing the Power Ranger. So weird. So weird. Just to kind of comment on what she said earlier, though, if you're staring at this stuff for long periods of times and you start cluing in on stuff, she's right. It's fascinating how the eyes and the brain focus in on those sort of things. It makes it easier to be able to notice. Of course, I don't have the trained, she has seen so many different things that makes, spotting that stuff a little easier for her, but she's got the experience, of course, but it looks difficult. How she's able to see that coin literally completely buried in the sand and pulled up, I'm like, and I'm only going to assume it's because of the years of doing this she's able to spot stuff like that. Does she use a metal detector? I've never seen her use one. But I don't know what goes on off the camera, but pretty wild. This is funny. Uh-oh. Is that another piece? What is that gold thing right there? Looks gold.
What's this? Oh, that looks interesting. Oh, look. You can see some little stones there. That looks like a little brooch or something. Completely bent in the middle. I'll pop that in my bag and see if I can unbend it at home without snapping it. But yes, definitely some kind of brooch with two little surviving gems in it there, probably paste gems. I imagine this is Victorian or Georgian. I'm still searching desperately for the purple slate. No luck yet. I think it may take a very long time to find it. And to be honest, like I said, I probably won't find it. It started to rain. Lovely. And as I'm walking back to the car, because the tide is on the way in and I'm getting wet, I've seen something eroding out of the mud just here. It looks like a little figurine. What can it be? And will it be in one piece? Ooh, what is that? Well, it's not in one piece, but we might be able to get an idea of what it was. It looks like an animal, possibly playing a musical instrument. Yes! Look at that. Oh, that's hilarious. I don't know. The things you find down on the river. You find Power Rangers captured by monsters. And now you find dogs with eye patches on playing a tuba. Is it a tuba? Well. Whatever next. Looks like a bulldog, doesn't it? With an eye patch. Sitting on a chair, playing a tuba.
That's pretty disturbing.
I see something pretty down here. Just here. Now I wonder what's on the other side, or maybe it's some kind of mount. And it's going to be completely blank. Oh, look at that. Oh, that is so pretty. What is it, I wonder? Maybe something that's come off of a little box or some furniture.
What the heck is that?
That is very pretty. I'm happy with that.
Something to be worn? Like on clothing or something?
Lovely. Thank you, River Thames.
Huh. It's kind of cool.
Okay, everyone, I just spotted a bit of pipe stem down here, and I was pretty certain it was just going to be a stem. So I just gave it a little tug just to check, and I believe it is more than a stem. So let's have a look.
Look at that one.
That is an absolute beaut. And not only is it a beautiful pipe, but I can tell that there is a maker. I think there's a maker on there. Let's go and give it a little rinse. Oh, that's an unexpected surprise. It's been a little while since I've had a nice pipe extraction. Right, let's have a look. Woo! Oh, yeah.
Wow, look at the
Lovely.
design on there. It's cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain there's a maker on there. So I will take a closer look at that when I get home. But just look at that, a really lovely decorated 19th century pipe. Mid-19th century. That's absolutely stunning.
Very cool.
Hi everyone, thank you very much indeed for watching. It's great to see you all here as always. And how are you doing? How's your week going? What have you been getting up to? I hope that all is well in your world, wherever you're watching from. I have been having a pretty good week. We had some very hot weather, and in fact I went out mudlarking on one of those very, very hot days. And honestly, we were just totally melting. And whilst I was out on the foreshore, I was there with my friends Val and Christine. Christine gave me this absolutely beautiful glass panel that she made by hand herself.
Oh, wow.
Out of coloured glass that she has picked up along the River Thames. She's honestly so talented, and so I really wanted to share a picture of this beautiful glass panel. And you'll notice that next to the glass panel in one of the photographs is my little fox. And so yes, my fox is still coming to have her supper every night. And actually she has cubs now, and I'm very much hoping that at some point I'm going to meet them. You never know, I hope so. I deserve to meet them. I've been giving her chicken wings for so long. I hope she comes along and they all line up on the windowsill and I can say hello to them. Anyway, I digress. Let's have a chat about some of these finds which are sitting here in front of me. What was your favourite find? For me, I think it's got to be a toss-up between this little bulldog with an eye patch sitting on a chair playing a tuba.
Oh wow, that
and
cleaned up.
The slate thing that I'm going to tell you about in a minute. But on the subject of this, I have managed to find out a little bit about it. It's actually one of those Wade, whimsy, vintage porcelain figures. And this one apparently comes from the drum box set. And it has a name. She, or he, is called Jem. Is it Jem? Yeah, it's Jem the tuba player. A Wade porcelain whimsy figurine from the drum box series. So whatever Jem the tuba player was doing down there in the mud, I do not know, but I'm very glad to have rescued him or her. And there's a little space for her just about here, so I will put her there for now. So yeah, the slate object. Now, as you probably could tell, I was quite excited about that. I do love finding something with a name on it. And I had hoped that it was part of an old broken gravestone and that I was going to find a name and I'd be able to research this person and it would be all terribly, terribly interesting. But actually, it's not a part of a gravestone. And I have discovered that it is part of a slate water filter, so not quite as interesting as one would hope, but still I did find out all about a man named Thomas Sterling. As you can see on this piece of slate, there's just enough lettering to work out that it's Sterling, and then we've got filter, just in front of that is the ID, and that stands for rapid filter. So it's Sterling Rapid Filter. So it's Thomas Sterling Patent Rapid Water Filters, as employed in Her Majesty's Marine Palace, Osborne, and in the mansions and yachts of many of the nobility and gentry. And it was used in the 3 refreshment courts of the Great Exhibition.
Wow.
The works of industry of all nations to filter water for the refreshments of the visitors. Very, very grand here. There's lots of testimonials about these slate water filters. And he also makes and supplies in any quantities other things made of slate. So he does patent refrigerators, ornamental enamelled slate, slate water tanks, slate pickling troughs, slate milk pans, and slate pigs feeding troughs. Recommended for their coolness, sweetness, and cleanliness, each animal's portion of food is kept distinct and is accessible by one only, who cannot see either his neighbour or his neighbour's food. And thus many of those little disagreements which are so common in pig families are avoided. So yes, patent rapid water filters, the simplest, best, and most durable filters hitherto invented for the perfect purification of water, whether for domestic use, in private dwellings, or in Her Majesty's Marine Palace. So I learnt something new. I learnt that there is such a thing, or there was such a thing, as a slate rapid water filter. You just never know what you're going to learn when you're down on the Thames foreshore, do you?
Quick question before we continue. I had to get out of my little box to ask this. Her Majesty's Marine Palace. What is that? Where is that? And is it still a thing? All right, let's continue.
We got here. Okay, so let's talk about the Power Ranger who is here, who has been rescued from the clutches of that very odd monster. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. That's very possible. But it did just look a little bit sinister, don't you think? This Power Ranger deliberately tied to that rather ugly homemade monster. Or maybe it was children playing around. Or maybe it's because I have found a few other odd things in the river, and sometimes you don't know whether it's some kind of curse or a spell or something a little bit voodoo. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think it was just a child's game? A very nice game, though, is it? Tying a Power Ranger to something nasty and then leaving it there to be submerged in the water.
It's pretty weird.
I suppose, you know, I have found a few odd things over the years. I'm sure many, many mudlarks have. I mean, look at my dog, for example, who's here. And by the way, many of you were worried that he wasn't on the dresser behind me for a while. He went off to have a few repairs, but he's back now in all his glory. And when I first found him, of course, I thought that he was something a little bit sinister, but, you know, looks can be deceiving, and actually he's just a rather fascinating piece of art, probably from the Democratic Republic of Congo, with an equally fascinating history and story behind him. So there's him. I've also found a few spells in the river over the years.
Spells?
And I found a Barbie doll with lots of pins in as well, and that was all a bit odd. And I have to admit, I did leave her there. Although I'm not superstitious, I will say I'm not superstitious.
Probably
but
leave
it was
it too.
just a bit odd, and I thought, well, I don't really need to bring home a Barbie doll with lots of pins in. And of course, it reminds me as well, this Power Ranger, and he looks like the Red Ranger, reminds me of the message in a bottle I found back in 2012, I think it was. And it was a message from a little boy called Jack, who, in his message, said, "I wish I was a Dino Thunder Power Ranger, the Red Ranger. Love from Jack Hodges." And I put it on Twitter, and it
What?
tweeted out like a virtual message in a bottle. And amazingly, I managed to trace his family. And then I sent Jack a Power Ranger outfit, the red Power Ranger outfit, and he then sent back a photograph of himself.
No
in
way.
his Power Ranger outfit. Now, of course, that was in 2012, and I think Jack must have been about maybe 8 or 9. So now he's going to be in his 20s, isn't he? So I have thought that it would be kind of fun to get back in touch with some of the people that I've been in touch with through their messages in bottles and meet up with them again and have a chat. And I wonder if Jack still has his Power Ranger outfit. He probably doesn't wear it anymore, I shouldn't think. Well, hopefully not, anyway. But anyway, yeah, that's the Power Ranger. So let me know what you think. Why do you think this Power Ranger was tied to that monstrous thing and left to drown in the river? What else have I got here? We've got this clay pipe.
That is
clay pipes.
cool.
Got to have a few clay pipes in a mudlarking outing. And this one does indeed have a maker on it. It's J. Kemp from Greenwich. And J. Kemp is James Kemp. And he was making clay pipes in the Greenwich area in the mid-19th century. And I've looked him up and found out a little bit about him. And I know that he also had a son called William, who very possibly also went on to make clay pipes later.
Yeah, it's pretty
His
sweet.
life. There's the very, very worn coin, and I was delighted to see, if you hold it just about in the right light, the very,
Oh, you
very
can see a figure.
barely there faded portrait of Queen Victoria. And on the other side, you can just about
date.
make out the date, and it's 1860 something.
Wow.
So a nice early Victorian coin, worn smooth by thousands and thousands and thousands of tides by the looks of it. Also, this really nice...
That thing looks cool, but the fact that she's able to find the coin, how she's able to spot it, I mean, buried in the mud, they're about almost the same color. It's just ridiculous how good she is at spotting that stuff. And I would have said, it's just a piece of round, smooth metal. But yeah, you can see a date. You can see the profile. Crazy.
Little, well, I think it's a bit of furniture, a furniture fitting or something. Really beautiful. It looks quite old. Maybe it's 18th century. Again, if you've got any thoughts on that, please let me know. And also, I have here this, well, I don't know, maybe it was a brooch. I have managed to unbend it. It's quite bendy. I put it in hot water and bended it. And it's got a few stones in it. I wonder who wore that many, many years ago. So probably late 19th, early 20th century is my guess. And I have not brought home the Cannonball, as I said. I have got my Cannonball here from a few years ago, sitting there. It's not in great condition because you really have to soak them for a long, long time to get all the salts out, and I didn't really do it properly, but you can still tell that it's a Cannonball. But I thought I'd leave the other one there for somebody else who may really, really want to find a Cannonball. I think that is it for my finds.
That was an interesting one. It's not always about historical items. I mean, of course, the Power Ranger. I mean, that was weird, right? Tied up like that. It's almost like it was being tortured. So yeah, that is a little disturbing that there's someone out there who thought to, I don't know, but she's also right. Could it be some weird ritual by some strange witch doctor type thing. I don't know. I think I probably would have left it, but she freed it. Yeah, it's really weird. And that monster, someone actually created that thing. That would, yeah, I could see why that would be. I'm assuming that's the disturbing thing that she found. It is disturbing. The coin was incredible. The fact that she can find that thing and spot it without a metal detector or anything like that, her eyesight truly remarkable. And those pipes, the stems are so long, how they don't break is beyond me. And they're so old, and just that one had really cool, had the name, and she was able to find out who it was. It's just the design on them. It's just, yeah, it's a piece of artwork, right? The Cannonball, I'm thinking I'm taking the Cannonball, but yeah, I get it. She's got to carry it around with her, but I certainly would have probably like grabbed it on my way back out, maybe. I don't know. She may pick it up. Who knows? We'll see. But it looked like it was in great shape, and I imagine it's pretty old. What else did she find? She found that brooch, that or something that you would wear, and yeah, and that kind of that cross. Interesting. Again, another thing amazing that she's able to just spot it, but I don't know. She's a very experienced at what she does, so her eye and brain are trained to see these things, the anomalies in the mud and stuff like that. It's just, I love the channel because it's just interesting what you'll find. Not everything has historical context like we saw with the Power Ranger, but that is very disturbing. And then, of course, the water filter advertisement, or the actual part of the water filter. I don't think I knew anything about Slate water filters, but it was obviously a thing. And just the fact she's right. Finding something that has writing or names that, if you enjoy doing the research of these things, certainly helps and piques the interest. But yeah, I just love the channel. And I know a lot of you do as well. So use the 2 links below. Get over and support her. It's so important. And I'm just so blessed that she's allowed us to see these things that she finds together. And it's just wonderful. So go support Nicola White and her channel. I hope everybody has a awesome day. I hope you're all happy, healthy, and safe. Thanks a lot for coming along. Thank you for the suggestion to do the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
Mark from the States, Mark from the States, it's Mark, and he's from